Have you noticed that you avoid being clear and avoid making decisions? That's the symptom that shows up in your life, but the real hidden block to success is that you know there's a deep and strong connection between clarity and abundance, between clarity and success. Welcome to Success Tapping with Carol. Look, I'm your host and I'm glad you're here. Please feel free to subscribe, like, and share. So the hidden block is that you know when you're clear, something dramatic could happen. But if you stay wishy-washy and in the gray area and you never make decisions and you're not clear, you can't upset anybody. So we understand those symptoms that show up, the avoidance of making decisions and not being clear, and people ask you questions and you say, I'm not sure, I don't know, but we must get to what's underneath all of this. So let's take our first fear, the fear of being clear. So consider a decision in your life that you haven't made, that maybe you're going back and forth on, and imagine being crystal clear, making the decision, and now I want you to measure your fear. Uh-oh, I don't want to make that decision. If I'm really clear, something could happen. So see if you can measure your fear, 0 to 10, and we'll start tapping as usual, side of the hand. Even though I'm really afraid to be clear, no wonder I avoid making decisions. I deeply and completely love and accept myself. Even though I avoid being clear and making decisions, I accept who I am and how I feel. Eyebrow. How I feel is afraid to be clear. Side. I'm afraid to be clear. Under the eye. I'm afraid of what might happen if I'm really clear. Under the nose. I know when I'm clear, I attract more abundance and success into my life. No wonder I'm afraid to be clear. Collarbone. I know things will change if I'm clear. Under the arm. No wonder I'm afraid to be clear. Top of the head. I'm really afraid to be clear. Good. Take a deep breath. Measure your fear, 0 to 10. Consider the same decision you were thinking about that you haven't made yet and the fear around that one. Don't switch yet unless you got all the way down to 0. How does the fear about being clear feel to you now? Now, this is going to trigger some of you to understand, oh, I'm afraid of her reaction. I'm afraid of his reaction. Oh, this is what I fear might change if I'm clear. So clarity brings consequences, and that's what's really going on underneath the behavior. Let's do one more on fear of being clear. You can stick to the same item or switch to some decision in another part of your life that you haven't made yet because you know you're afraid. You're avoiding it, and you know that. Side of the hand. Even though I'm still afraid to be clear in my life, what will happen? I deeply and completely love and accept myself anyway. Even though I'm still afraid to be clear in my life, I accept who I am and how I feel about it. Eyebrow. I'm still afraid to be clear. Side. I'm not sure what might happen if I'm clear. I get the connection between clarity and success. Under the nose. I'm still afraid of success? Chin. No wonder I'm afraid to be clear. Collarbone. I'm afraid to be clear because I'm afraid to be successful. Under the arm. I'm afraid to be clear because I know it'll bring me more success. Top of the head. No wonder I'm still afraid to be clear. Good. Take another breath. And measure your fear of being clear again on one decision, two decisions. You can go back and listen to this and watch this and keep tapping on your fear of being clear. You might have many decisions in your life that you're avoiding taking the next step on. Good, let's move to the belief. So the belief or the conviction is, if I'm clear, I will be more successful. That's true. And it's going to hurt somebody. It's going to upset somebody, or it's going to rock somebody's boat. Now that's come up in the Hidden Block series before, but it's really important because it's everywhere. So this belief, I'm convinced if I'm clear, it's going to be bad for them or for me. 0 to 10. How true does that belief feel to you? Being clear could be dangerous. Being clear is going to upset someone. Being clear will rock the boat. Being clear might put you in the spotlight. So that's one of the main reasons people avoid being clear. Here we go, side of the hand. See if you get a number on that, 0 to 10. Even though I'm convinced that my clarity will scare me and scare others, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. Even though I'm convinced that being clear will hurt somebody else, I accept who I am right now. Eyebrow. I'm convinced my clarity will rock the boat. Side. I'm convinced my clarity is going to upset somebody. Under the eye. My clarity brings consequences. Under the nose. If I'm really clear, I need to do something. Chin point. And if I take an action, someone's going to be upset. Collarbone. I'm really afraid to be clear because I'm convinced I'll have to take an action. Under the arm. And if I take a big action because I'm clear, it's going to hurt somebody. Top of the head. No wonder I avoid being clear. I'm convinced I'm going to have to take an action. Good. Take another breath. How does that belief feel to you now? Knowing that if you're really clear, you'll take an action, it'll cause consequences, somebody will be upset. That's usually the progression, but what happens is we don't go that far. We just avoid getting clear. Let's tap on that one more time. Eyebrow point. I'm avoiding being clear because of my beliefs. Side. I don't want to be clear because I'm convinced it's going to be bad. Under. I'm afraid of the consequences of my being clear. Under the nose. No wonder I keep blocking my success this way. Chin point. I'm convinced that my clarity is going to be a problem. Collarbone. I'm convinced my clarity will create more success. Under the arm. And that's going to be a problem for someone. Top of the head. No wonder I avoid making clear decisions. Good. Take another breath. See if you can measure that belief, that conviction. Uh-oh, I can't be clear because it'll trigger something. I'll have to do something. I'll make a decision and someone will be upset. Remember, we don't go all that way. We just get stuck in the behavior of avoiding being clear and making decisions. All right, let's do a quick gratitude tapping about clarity. Clarity will change your life. So I'm not denying that there will be consequences, but if you can reduce the fear and the belief that it's bad, then you're going to start to be clear, see what happens, see the success that comes into your life, and you'll be able to deal with the consequences. So a little bit of gratitude right here, eyebrow point. I'm so grateful for the clarity that I do have. Side of the eye. I love being so clear in my life. Under the eye. I appreciate how much clarity I do have. Under the nose, thank you, universe, for bringing me so much clarity. Chin point, thank you, universe, for all the clarity that I do have. Collarbone, I love feeling this clear. Under the arm, I'm so grateful that I'm so clear. Top of the head, I'm grateful, universe, for all the clarity that I do have. Great. Take a breath. Measure your fear and your belief again. And if you want to go back and keep tapping on those, please do. Now let's talk about a small, quick next yes. I think it could be really useful if you think about becoming clear on an issue or a decision that you've been avoiding, and tell yourself you don't have to do anything about it. All you have to do is be clear, but don't take an action. Don't quit. Don't move to California. Don't move to New York. Don't do anything. Don't separate from your partner. Just get really clear. But what happens is people get afraid that their clarity will make them do something. All right? Clarity is going to bring you success. I can promise you that. And that may be the simplest form of the underlying fear. So see if you can take your next yes, tap if you can't, or break it down to something even smaller. All right? And thanks for watching. So for more on my best-selling books and the coaching I do in the world, please go to carollook.com/success. And again, please feel free to subscribe, like, and share.